We love it. I don't feel like that started. In a world where your fantasy team cannot win, we bring you the JD Fantasy Football Podcast, where you will win by less. Welcome to JD Fantasy Football. This is David Lamson, joined here by Jordan Cordova. And we are sponsored by Fantasy Pros. Make better decisions. That's their tagline.
Is it?
Yeah, it really is.
That's good stuff.
We're going to reach out to them and see if they will sponsor this, because who knows?
Yeah, absolutely. Before we do get started with the jam-packed schedule here today, I do want to address a certain section of crowds here today. Guys, listen, I gave you some fantasy etiquette advice, right? In your rookie shows, guys, you guys are just toxic. Some of you are just some toxic players. I get it. Listen, I get it. If you want to come to the league and just, I don't care what I do, I just want to see somebody suffer along the way. Totally understand that 100%. What I gave was pretty good advice, and it's more for the league to be fun, but it depends on what kind of play you're playing. All right, so
give us some context, Jordan. Give us context. And
I made an opinion last week that for fantasy football etiquette, if you are less than the 10% chance of making the playoffs, then you should not be on the waiver wire. Stay away from it. I still, even saying it, still believe that wholeheartedly.
And how was that received? What kind of comments were you getting?
I was getting comments from people saying like bad take, and like somebody's like, I paid to play all this. You paid to play week 1 through 10. Okay.
One guy just said no.
Yeah, one guy just said no. Yeah. Like you paid to play for all those. Let's address that first. For all those people who said you paid to play, you did. You absolutely paid to play. And you didn't do well for 10 weeks. So then it's time to kind of hang up the gloves, pay to play next year, and try to win it next year. Always next year. A lot of haters out there. It's okay. Once again, I understand. You guys are kind of being a little bit toxic, which happens. And you want to see people suffer. I can understand that 100%. So
these are probably Brock Bowers owners last week. They saw Brock do what he did, and then they listened to you and they said no.
Yeah,
I need a tight end who's not Brock Bowers.
If you're having a hard week and you need to let it out on a take about not picking up people on waiver wires, that's on you. It's okay. I'll take it. I'll take that hate. I just hope you guys are okay. That's all it is. So
it was interesting. The other fallout from last week was the Kyler Murray takes. We had a little back and forth about Kyler Murray. And okay, in our conversation, I suggested Davis Mills. And what was your response?
I said hell no.
And then what did you do?
I went and got Davis Mills.
You started him.
I started him, and he gave me 25 points.
Yeah.
I know, dude. I just looked at it more, and the Cowboys sacking Brissett, like as the week went on, Cowboys sacking Brissett for 5 times almost only made me feel worse about playing Brissett against that Seattle front line. And good things happened that I didn't play Brissett. 2 fumble recoveries for a touchdown right there, and so I was just like, I'm kind of trusting my boy. I'm kind of trusting my boy Nico Collins this week against the Seattle defense.
Yeah,
so
that worked
I
out.
might as well put on a put Davis Mills in there. And I did not expect him to make the comeback he made.
No,
I
it
don't think
wasn't
anyone
looking
expected
good.
him to get a rushing touchdown this week. I don't think that was
No,
on anyone's bingo cards, right?
no.
He just popped off, and Nico Collins got some weird, I think it was a lateral play that he ended up with the ball at the end of the half. So it's his 54-yard catch. It's like, oh, okay, well, cool. Love that. Right. So yeah, last week was a good week for me.
Yeah, you led our league 170 something points.
Yeah. I
Had
think
a
I had
good
like
week.
170, 774 or something like that.
Yeah, and I was right about Jahmyr Gibbs and the Lions, and that worked out for me. So
Yeah, absolutely. So
that was good. So again, fantasy pros make better decisions.
100% with that. Like,
yeah. And I have recommended that app to other people, and they have enjoyed it. It seems to be as good an app as there is, Fantasy Pros.
absolutely.
All right, let's go. Let's go with the injury report. What's up, man? What's up this week?
Yeah, we're gonna make this real quick for everybody. Garrett Wilson, I think he's still expected to be out next week. So I mean, stay away from anything that is the Jets. It's just outside of Breece Hall. It turns out Breece Hall is going to be the focal point. They're going to just run him down the field, which is great. Lamar Jackson surprisingly showed up with a knee issue. So we'll see. Just kind of keep an eye. I think they expect him to play this week, even though he has knee soreness. Just kind of see how that does for his mobility and everything like that. But he is still expected to play. Ramondre Stevenson is out with a toe injury. Now, Terrell Jennings is questionable to come back. So he could come back, which was obviously a running back that they trusted to play tandem with TreVeyon Henderson. TreVeyon Henderson didn't really explode until after Terrell Jennings got hurt. But hopefully after last week, we should still see TreVeyon Henderson be the lead back on this team. I think mixed with some Terrell Jennings in there, hopefully. Dalton Kincaid he's got a few more days to try to practice, but he is also with a hamstring injury, as we've seen from hamstring injuries this year. You could be out for anywhere from a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks with something like that. So it's good to keep an eye out on him. And Jackson Dart is ruled out with a concussion. Now, the Giants made one of the best decisions that they made all year. I don't know why they didn't make this earlier in the year. I don't know why they didn't make this in the last game when you were down desperate. We all know who Russell Wilson is. Okay. Not good anymore. He is not a good quarterback. It was apparent the difference on that offense between when Jackson Dart, before he got hurt, and Russell Wilson stepped into that position. He looked awful. So they're going to start Jameis Winston this week. I'm kind of a fan of it. I kind of dig it. I like me some Jameis Winston. I borderline almost picked him up this week just to have him. So Jameis Winston should be there. I don't know how many weeks Jackson Dart will be out. He just has to get through concussion protocol. Looked pretty bad what happened. So at least this week you should see Jameis Winston kind of take over. That's it. That's all I got.
As an addendum, Bucky Irving doesn't look like he's going to play. So your wife got lucky. I don't have Bucky this weekend. Next week, though. Hopefully I get
next week. He'll get back out there. Brock Purdy's also questionable. It looks like they're going to play him. They had an aggressive practice today, and they're going to. Shanahan said he's going to have 2 more aggressive practices and just kind of see how he's feeling. But he does seem to be trending more in the section of starting. And Trey Benson, for all you people who have been holding out on your Trey Benson pick, hold out a little bit longer. He does not look like he's practicing yet, so he probably isn't going to be starting this week as well. But good news for you. Good and bad news. Good news for you, Joe Burrow fans. He was seen on light practice this week. Now, do I think he comes back this year? Maybe for the playoffs, but that team's not doing good this year. Joe Flacco's been way more than serviceable on that team. I don't know with somebody who's your future, who you would claim to be your future, why you would risk any more injury or forcing him back for the season that you guys are having currently. So I wouldn't expect it, but there is a chance if they find themselves getting a few wins, they're in the hunt, then there's a chance Joe Burrow could come back. But I would probably it's a light practice. It's nothing too serious there. So that was another one that I didn't end up seeing. So hopefully he can come back at some point.
And this injury report was brought to you by Fantasy Pros. Make better decisions.
Being.
Well, I'm gonna double down on that Cincinnati. And I'm gonna give you my sleeper for the week.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm interested what you think about this. So my sleeper is Calvin Austin III for the Steelers. He's had a steady target share of about, I would say, 15%. And I think he'll have a few more opportunities against that Cincinnati secondary. Did you watch that Steelers game?
For some reason, I want to say I tried not to.
Well, Austin had a couple costly drops. He had some. I think he had 7 targets, 2 catches. But yeah, his opportunity's been there. He's had 6, and 7 targets. I think they'll keep going with him. I look for him to do very well against the Cincinnati defense.
Yeah, and my sleeper is he has a connection with his quarterback, right? He's played with him previously. In his first game here, he went 6 targets, 5 catches. It was only for 44 yards, but it was still a good first game. He did out target any wide receivers or tight end in his first game for this team. And I think he will continue to play a big part of this team. And that person is Tyler Lockett.
Oh.
He is coming out. He is. They don't have a number one. Trey Tucker did not do what you would expect him to do with Jacoby Myers out. Brock Bowers didn't do. Now, mind you, it was a good Denver defense. So could be a flukish type of situation. But against that good of a defense, and he's still getting 6 targets, he does have a connection with Geno Smith. He played with Geno in Seattle. So
yeah,
it doesn't feel far-fetched if you remember the Aaron Rodgers, Davante Adams last year.
Oh, don't even.
When Aaron Rodgers was forcing the ball to Davante Adams because they had the connection.
Don't. So. Do you see what I'm wearing right now? Don't compare Geno Smith and Tyler Lockett to Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams.
There was a connection. No. Once you get that connection, that's the guy you're comfortable throwing the ball with. He doesn't, outside of Brock Bowers, he's gotten some good games with Trey Tucker, but I mean, he doesn't have a comfortability person, and Tyler Lockett could become that guy.
I do like him as a sleeper, though, just because of the opportunity in Vegas. Like, clearly, if Davante Adams walked into Vegas, he'd be the number 1 guy. But Lockett's
walk into Vegas, he was the number 1 guy.
Yeah, I mean, but like he's aging. You know, Lockett's aging, and he doesn't look like himself. But there's certainly opportunity with Bauer struggling and just not a lot of connections with other receivers. So certainly, any hint of a past is going to be better than what he's got. So,
yeah.
Speaking of the Raiders, I've been hearing a little bit of Ashton Jeanty hate recently. Just
Why?
bus talk and like he's a C grade draft. I'm like, my gosh, what did he
negative yards?
It's the worst situation out of any running back that was drafted last year.
Yeah.
Name me a worse situation you've got a rookie running back in.
No, none. Not with that line. Or those offensive weapons or the quarterback. Like literally all of it is not. And he's like continuously like 5 receptions, 3 receptions. Like even though they weren't big receptions last week, he still got 3 receptions. He got just as much as Trey Tucker and Brock Bowers in receptions last week.
Yeah,
So
just
I think he's
crazy. He's
better.
just a bad situation with a coach that's run heavy. They just don't have an offensive line. That's a
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just weird. All right,
Mhm.
who's your boom, man? Who's gonna
My
blow us
boom
away this week?
is if he plays. I think Brock Purdy is my boom against this Arizona Cardinals defense. I think their secondary is bottom 5 in yards allowed per attempt and explosive pass plays. If they get if they get healthy enough, Brock Purdy's away. Like Mac Jones is a good quarterback. I have no doubt about it. But I think a lot of people will still focus on that Christian McCaffrey game, which will lead to a lot of opportunities for Brock Purdy this week. When he plays, he's efficient. So yeah, I think they will be focusing on that. Overall, I think Purdy's going to have a pretty good week if he starts.
Okay. I like it. I mean, I think it's the table set. They're getting healthy. They got everything they want. And yeah, as soon as he's back, I think he will elevate above Mac Jones immediately. My boom, what I did this week is I just kind of looked at them over the last 4 weeks and I said, okay, which team has given up the most top 7 fantasy points? And obviously it's the Washington Commanders. And then they're just bleeding points. And then I said, okay, well, who for Miami is going to go off? Well, obviously it's Achane. And then I said, oh, what's Achane projected for? Oh yeah, the most points in fantasy this week. Yeah, it's a slam dunk. Achane is going to destroy. He's going to get 40 points this week in fantasy. And just to tack on that, Jalen Waddle. If you've got him, he's on your bench. You're worried about him. Just stop worrying. The Lions. Everyone has scored a bunch of points in Washington. It's not even going to be close. So that's my boom for this week.
I don't think I've ever seen somebody average almost or have an average that's almost 30 points to just like that's what you're projected to do this year or this week. Sorry, but your projection to be 30 points. I don't think I've ever seen a projection that high.
Probably McCaffrey's the only one that's close. I mean, just maybe Chase last year, but yeah, that's the company Achane is in.
Yeah,
and it's just an opportunity with Washington.
Yeah, I believe. Even McCaffrey's 27.7 this week against that Arizona defense. So, yeah, it's going to. I think it's going to be bad. Now, I'm kind of keeping with my Arizona theme here.
Oh yeah,
I said this last week. All right,
yeah.
and I know people are going to get on and say you're a Cardinals hater. Listen, for all those people, I have Brissett on my bench. I draft McBride the last 3 years. I'm not a hater, but I just cannot get enough of this Cardinals backfield. I don't want any piece of it. There's no clear lead back. Seattle is who you're playing. Now, if they were playing a better team, an easier team, I'd stay away from them. But this week, especially, Seattle is the #1 run defense in 2020. This year, giving up almost nothing on inside runs. Their defensive line ranks top 3 in run stop win rate. So they're shutting down zones and gaps and shooting in there on top of pressuring the quarterback so he doesn't have any time. And Arizona's offensive line is struggling. They're ranked bottom 10 in adjusted line yards. When they fall behind, Arizona falls behind, they just go strictly to the passing game. They stop running the ball together. They don't believe in trying to get back in that type of fashion. So that's going to kill volume. So overall, bad matchup, bad blocking, bad game script equals super major fade on this. I would not touch any one of these running backs with a 10-foot pole.
I agree with that. I want to root for Arizona, but they just keep Arizonaing. Like it's just they seem to just fit that mold in that division. It's got to be the coach at this point. That's just unfortunately that seems to be the case.
Yeah.
My bust for this week is going to be Saquon Barkley.
Okay.
So the reason is for this is Detroit's as good as anyone against the run. They only give up about 90-ish yards per game, and they've gotten better as the season's gone on. And look, Saquon's on a short week after a tough week against the Packers where he didn't get as many yards as he would have wanted. Saquon's had less than 10 points twice this season. He's only gotten more than 20 once. So my question for you, Jordan, is I've got him busting this week, but what do we make of Saquon the rest of the season? Their offense doesn't seem to be what it was last year.
It doesn't, but I mean, Dallas, they play Dallas after Detroit, so that's over 20 points. Chicago's defense isn't amazing. They still play Vegas, Washington. So I think there's still a lot of good opportunity that they'll be in the lead and they'll be running heavily. And defenses that have giant holes in them that will allow them to keep continuing to run heavily. So I kind of still like him for the end of the year. And I think he has an easy schedule when it comes into, I mean, outside of playing the Chargers, I think he has a pretty easy schedule when it's coming to the end of the season. For the playoffs. So I actually think if you get in the playoffs with Saquon, I think he will do you pretty good for the rest of the season.
Do you think he's lived up to the preseason hype?
No, I mean, he's obviously, I mean, you drafted him probably the number 2 or 3 running back in the league, and he's giving you, 11. So he is still a starter. He's the 11th running back in the league. But I mean, overall, you were expecting him to be what you got last year, right? 2, 3 contending for 1 or 2 running back in the league. So I don't think he's lived up to the hype, but I don't think he's a bust either this year. I think he's still had plenty of good games and done well.
Not a bust for the year. He's averaged 16 points a game for the year in our league. Certainly a starter you'd have in your lineup every week, and fairly reliable, except outside of those 2 games where he busted. But I think this week will be a bust for Saquon.
Yeah, I can see that. Absolutely.
Man, loving it.
Yes, sir.
A lot fewer arguments this week. I don't like that. I don't like agreeing with you, Jordan. I don't like that at all.
I know. Hey, that's just some good takes we got going this week. That's what it is.
I've been hearing Parker Washington's name tossed around a little bit. I know you like Parker Washington this week. What do you expect from him?
Well, he does have a hamstring injury, so I'm hoping he gets on the field. He didn't practice on Wednesday. But if he does get on the field, what I really like is the last 3 games. I mean, if you show he's had 10 targets, 9 targets, and even 7 targets this week against a hard Houston defense. And on top of that, with Jakobi Meyers coming out, right? Travis Hunter's also been placed on the IR, season-ending injury, so he's not expected to come back. I mean, Brian Thomas might come back, but he was still, even with Brian Thomas was there, he was still getting 10 and 9 receptions. So I like his uptick. He's been getting touchdowns. He's also one of the returners. So he did get a return touchdown this week. Yeah. And so he did get 7 targets. He only caught 3 for 33, but caught the touchdown. And he was targeted in the end zone again later on in that game. So I like the uptick in what he's doing right now. Would I start him this week if you're really desperate on bye weeks? Sure. But I think he's one to keep on your bench as kind of a little sleeper there that can potentially bloom in the right time during the playoffs.
And I guess I want to give you a chance to gloat about Trevion Henderson, someone that you've had, someone that you've sat on.
I have. I made a trade for him. I mean, he was kind of the second in there, right? The Nico Collins trade. I think I gave up Chase Brown and Juwan Jennings, and I got Nico Collins and Trevion Henderson. So turned out pretty well for me. Last week, had to play him. It was either him or Woody Marks. And although Woody Marks did have a fantastic game last week, going for 16 points, got a touchdown, 14 touches, two receptions. So he did have a pretty good game still last week. But Trevion Henderson breaks off. The talent is there. And it's almost like the Patriots, until all of their running backs' legs are completely snapped off, refuse to give him the chance to be the guy that he could be. And you got the opportunity when Terrell Jennings, who was started this game, when Terrell Jennings got hurt in the first quarter, and all of a sudden you see the talent, the speed. I mean, that 50-yard touchdown, I mean, he just took off like a rocket, and there was nobody who was going to touch him once he got going. The 69-yard touchdown at the very end of the game, right? It was a garbage touchdown, but I mean, he ran so fast past everybody that he slowed down to look at the bench and be like, "We're good? You want me to get down? Are we good?" And then someone's just like, "Sure, go. Come on in this way." And he's like, "Yeah, cool." Boom, into the touchdown. So he has so much talent. I would be surprised if they don't continue to play him and he's not the main back, even if Terrell Jennings comes back and he gets some opportunity there. So I love Travion Henderson. I am in the predicament of, do I play Travion Henderson or Woody Marks? The only reason I have Woody Marks in this week is because Tennessee's defense is god awful. Just
Who
terrible.
does New England play? Who do they play?
The Jets. Even without Williams, they traded away a lot of their good players, but they still were pretty decent against the run against Judkins. Now, I don't know if that's a testament to their defense being good or if it's a testament to the Cleveland Browns offensive line just being terrible or a mixture between the two, to be honest. But yeah, I think this week I'm probably going to play Woody Marks, but there's still 3-4 days left. There's a good chance I could definitely make that change to put Travion Henderson in.
Look, the Jets haven't given up any top 7 performances in the last 4 games. I mean, they're stopping the run at least. So
yeah, that's the only thing they're doing.
Yeah, I love it, man. That's great.
Yeah, what do you think about Josh this week?
Josh, hold on, let me pull it up here. Listen, Josh he's got some problems with his bench this week. He's got Daniel Jones on bye. He's got Chris Olave on bye. He's got Alec Pierce on bye. He's got some tough decisions. And so you're gonna beat Josh pretty handily. He's got to rely on Jerry Jeudy, even though he does have Baltimore. It's a good matchup. Rachaad White versus Buffalo, which is a good matchup. But Kyron Williams is his big guy against Seattle. Bijan against Carolina. Dude, that might be a problem. Carolina's given up 2 top 7 performances in the last 4 games. Is it 3? See, they gave one up last week and one up. Yeah, so yeah, two for Carolina. I don't know. He's got a chance. But Bo Nix against Kansas City, Bo Nix might score negative points.
Dude, I read some of my last week stuff. Just FYI, I think my whole boom bust is unusable. Just throwing that out there. My bust is Kyron Williams because he plays Seattle, not the Arizona backfield. But Brock Purdy was.
You're saying from this episode we just had, you were on the wrong week.
This exact episode, I said the Arizona backfield because they play Seattle. They did that last week. So
Arizona plays San Francisco though. Still,
so
San Francisco can still stop people.
Just for a take that you can take away from this, my bust is Kyron Williams, and I say that because Seattle is the #1 run defense in 2025, giving up almost nothing on the inside runs. Their defense line ranks top 3 in the run stop win rate, shutting down zones and gap schemes. Arizona's offensive line is struggling, ranked bottom 10 in adjusted line yards. When Arizona falls behind, they abandon the run completely, killing the volume. Bad matchup, bad blocking, bad game script equals major fade. Do not touch Kyron Williams this week.
Okay, I do think that's a tough matchup for Kyron. That is hilarious. Who is your boom?
My boom was Brock Purdy. That one's still good.
I was like, okay.
Yeah. I thought I messed that up, but no, that
against Arizona.
It's so weird because I should have just realized I did a boom for Brock Purdy against Arizona, and then I busted Arizona's backfield against Seattle.
So you're busting Kyron Williams because he's up against Seattle and their rushing defense, and you're up against him in fantasy. That's going to help you. Yeah. So tell me why you're going to win, Jordan.
Oh, me? I'm going to win because I made the trade of my season to save it and keep it alive. I traded Kenneth Walker III. Now, in context, I traded Kenneth Walker III for Joe Flacco. Now, I know that doesn't seem like the best on paper move, but I also have Quishon Judkins, Travis Etienne, Woody Marks, Travion Henderson. So I have plenty of running backs. I mean, my flex play, I could play any of those guys. I still have Jameson Williams, Parker Washington, Tyler Lockett. So I have still some plays on the side. I don't need Kenneth Walker. And on top of that, Kenneth Walker has been having a terrible time kind of going through, last 5, 6 games. I think he's been below last 5 games. He's been below 10 points, fantasy points. Zach Charbonnet stealing a lot of the touchdowns when they're within that zone. He's still getting some attempts there, but he's not getting any really receiving work. One, maybe 2 catches on a good week a game. So unless Zach Charbonnet gets hurt, I'm playing Tua this week, and I have Jacoby Brissett as my backup. I'm in desperate need for a quarterback who has been popping off, and Joe Flacco is that guy. He's been throwing 45 attempts in 2 of his last 3 games, and he's been just absolutely balling out there. So I am excited to have Joe Flacco on my team. With that trade, it comes in on Saturday, so I can still play him. And yeah, I'm super pumped to have Joe Flacco. I think he could be a difference maker on this team. But on top of that, Trey McBride. I mean, do I need to say more? Trey McBride. He hasn't gone off for his. I mean, he's gotten 2 almost 30-point games in the last 3. He scored over 20 points 3 out of the last 4. He's double-digit targets in 4 out of the last 6 games. He's just, what else can you say? He is definitely just a beast. Brissett is loving him and getting him the ball in the end zone. I mean, he's already gotten, in the time Brissett has come in, he has already gotten about 5 touchdowns, scoring a touchdown every game Brissett has thrown the ball. So yeah, loving Trey McBride here. So I think I'm going to take it this week. I feel like my team is starting to boom at the right time right now for me to make a comeback and be scary. I told my wife, I'm not afraid of Killer Cam. I know a lot of people. He's got a great team. He's got Devon Achane. He's got Puka. He's got Smith and Jigba. But one thing he needs to realize is in the playoffs, it is 1 game and done. If you have a dud week at all during that time, it can be over. And I could have a 178-point week and he can have a 150-point week. And that could be, I'm not afraid of him. I think if anything, he should be afraid of me. Okay. I have nothing to lose. I'm trading all sorts of trades. And if somehow I Frankenstein a championship this year, I should be going down in history as one of the greatest GMs. For turning what the team I had around.
Man, that was quite. We'll see if you can get it done this week. We'll start with one week at a time, McBride.
Yeah, I mean, I'm also 3-7, so But hey, we moved from 11%, which, mind you, everyone out there, if I was in 9%, I wouldn't have gone on the free agent market. Just so you know.
Well,
I went from there to 20-something%.
You mentioned Killer Cam. He is the top player in our league. He's the top rated player in our league. He is predicted to get 153 points this week in a 12-man league. He has quite the lineup, and he has my boom for the week: Achane, Jaylen Warren, Puka Nacua, JSN, Devontae Smith. He's got a killer lineup. He's gonna smash Taylor. And Taylor's got a problem that you mentioned in the injury report, and he was your boom for the week. What's Taylor got going on?
Taylor's got Jackson Dart, who's questionable. He's questionable to play, but no, he won't start. They confirmed that on Wednesday. I'm sorry, he was in my thing. So Jackson Dart's hurt. Jaden Daniels. So not only do you have Jaden Daniels, right? He gets injured. You pick up off the waiver a great pickup in Jackson Dart. Now he's also not playing. Right. And you're forced to play a guy like Mac Jones, who isn't terrible. As we said, Arizona's team is not fantastic, but Mac Jones might not play this week.
Right. He might
Brock
get
Purdy could easily play. So
boom.
now you're going, what do you have left? Well, let's play the game of who would you close your eyes and put into this game. It's not as bad as I would imagine it to be, though. I mean, CJ Stroud could come back this week. So there's a fit play. But outside of that, do I trust Trevor Lawrence? Do I trust Bryce Young? Do I trust Geno Smith? I mean, I'm really trying to pump Jameis Winston up right now, right?
Davis Mills is on waivers right now. Someone is trying to get Davis Mills.
I guess
Fantasy
against Tennessee.
pros make better decisions.
Davis
Uh,
Mills is also out there. You could take the chance I did. Hey, you said you would have preferred Dylan Gabriel over Kyler Murray last week. That got a little bit of
it did, and no one acknowledged the fact that Kyler has a huge contract, and he's been nothing but a problem for that organization. No,
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 but
that
that's how
he's been a
bad
problem.
that's how bad Dylan Gabriel is, though. Like he's he got 53%. He threw it 32 times last week, got 167 yards.
Yeah, yeah,
No
but the
rushing
NFL is a
capability.
business, okay? It's a NFL, they wanna make money, it's a business. You can get rid of a Dylan Gabriel with a sneeze. You can't just get rid of Kyler Murray in that contract. He is a problem, he is a weight on that organization. I'll stand by it.
I would rather have that weight than have Dylan Gabriel is what I'm looking forward to
You
for
could
him.
have Jackson Dart next year. You could have who well, there's not a great quarterback class coming out, but like,
Yeah, what
y
Mendoza?
yeah, I was like, never mind. It's not looking good out of college right now.
Yeah. No. So, but yeah, I mean, so he could be really hurting for a quarterback in that situation. But yeah, I mean, he has. Uh, I don't think he'll beat Killicam this week. My wife really did give it a shot last week. I mean, she only scored 98 points, but halfway through the morning game, she was looking damn good.
Yeah.
It
I wish
wasn't
he had, but yeah.
yeah, it wasn't until later on that she got her butt kicked. But uh yeah, she lost 98 to 165. So yeah, it was a rough week for my wife. But overall, I do think that Tate's gonna lose this week. I just don't think
Yeah.
he has the team together to beat him this week. He's playing Tez Johnson. Um
I like Tez Johnson this week, but he's not gonna win you the week,
he's
but I
gonna have
do
to play. I think he'll put McMillan in. I don't
okay.
see a world where you're not playing McMillan. I don't know why McMillan's on the bench, but I don't see a world where you're not playing McMillan over Tez Johnson.
I do like Tez Johnson just because of the opportunity there, and he's fast. He's a great player, but yeah, McMillan's a proven connection in
And I know
Carolina.
TJ Hawkinson has the name and is a good title, but for me, I'd still play Gadsden in this situation. I would not trust two pass catching Minnesota people outside name not Jefferson with JJ McCarthy. Even Jefferson, I don't trust with JJ McCarthy under helm.
Ooh, if Taylor loses, this costs him in his division too. That's not good.
Yeah, my wife needs it.
Listen, man, don't mess with my division, man. We don't play, okay?
Yeah,
We got Jordan in the basement,
yeah. I'm I'm
and
I'm
he's got
down
a
there
good
at the,
team.
I'm down there in like last place, I think, right? Actually, I think I moved up to second to last.
You are 3 points off of being above Josh Foote, so
Ah, I put a lot of points last week. I tried, but I'm there. I'm there. That's what's important. I think the power rankings have me at not as low as you would think I would be. I'm number 9. So
okay.
I'm Dan away from being top 8 here. So
Listen,
uh
and Dan seems ready to go, man. He got a little chatter on the text there. He's excited.
what did he say? I don't even
He wanted a loser chain for the lowest player.
well, that's gonna be the Bears.
Poor Bears.
But let's talk about you and my wife's team or game here.
Could be the matchup of the week. I'm second
Absolutely.
in my division. She is the top of her division. I'll talk about her team just because I think she will lose
Okay.
for the fact that she is doubling down on the Kansas City Chiefs with Rashee Rice and Travis Kelce up against Denver. Christian McCaffrey is going to have to score 65 points to beat me. That you can mark it right there. If he gets 64 or less, I will win this week. It's a tough week. Keenan Allen hasn't been himself. Chiefs, T. Higgins and the Bengals, they go against Pittsburgh, which they've been playing better. It's going to be a tough week for your wife.
I don't know. I think I hate to, I know this seems like favoritism, but in 5 weeks I've only gotten it wrong once from her. So I think I'm taking her. I think you're underestimating how good Rasheed Rice is, and T. Higgins is starting to come alive. If they get going and DeAndre Swift continues, I think she's one quarterback away from being able to really pop off here. She's hoping for Joe Burrow to get back. But for your team, I mean, Rico Dowdle, I mean, man, what a pickup. It really kicks me. I kick myself in the nads.
Fantasy pros make better decisions.
I really got kicked in the nads by dropping Rico Dowdle the week before Chuba Hubbard got hurt.
Yeah.
It hurt. So, but yeah, I mean, your team is pretty solid. Drake London playing Carolina, even though they are a pretty good defense. Surprisingly, Carolina has actually been pretty decent this year. Mecca looked good this last week. Finally looked like he was coming back to being himself. So yeah, scary. The one thing that worries me about your team is Patrick Mahomes playing Denver.
Yeah.
That's a pretty strong defense there. So for the same reason you have for Rasheed Rice and Travis Kelce, I have for Patrick Mahomes there. But I mean, you're looking pretty good, and continuously for the rest of the year, you could be looking pretty freaking decent once Bucky Irving gets back into the game, and that's essentially your flex play there, right? While Rico Dowdle's popping off still.
Yeah, put up another 150 burger last week in convincing fashion last week, which felt really good. But yeah, I've got some questions at my flex. I've been trying to figure out my flex all year. I've been dealing with this Bucky Irving injury. You're exactly right.
Yeah. So I think I'm still taking my wife here. And that's only because I think Keenan Allen could always score more than 12.3 points in a game. I know he didn't do it last week, and Ladd McConkey's been kind of coming out in the last 3 weeks. Have been a little rough for him. But I still think there's games where he's going to pop off. But Rasheed Rice, I think, is going to have an amazing game still. I think he's the slot guy. I don't think he'll be followed. I don't know if Surtain's playing this game. And T. Higgins, I mean, they're going to be focusing so much on Jamar Chase that he just gets available. I think he has a difference maker type of game this week.
He played well last week. Higgins, I mean, he's certainly a player. He'd be a number one everywhere else. He just plays on the same team as Jamar Chase. So
yeah,
he's great. Let's look at the basement Bears versus Cam. I'll take the Bears. Despite having Drake May, despite having Chase Brown, despite having the emerging Vidal, and who I think will boom this week, Jalen Waddle, he still loses. Like, what do the Bears need to do to get it done? I think those are all. It's a great lineup. He just, well, you know what? Actually, he doesn't have a kicker right now. Kicker's on bye. I don't know. Who's he put in for Charbonnet? RJ Harvey?
RJ Harvey. And I think there is a potential for J.K. Dobbins to not. I think he's expected not to play this week.
I changed my mind. Cam, you're in trouble, buddy. The Bears might get their second win of the season. Look out. I don't know. That's still a tough ask. Vidal against Jacksonville, Chase Brown against Pittsburgh, Drake May against the Jets. Still tough, but yeah, I'm going to go with the Bears this week. The Bears over Cam.
Yeah, I like it. I am going with Cam this week. Saquon Barkley's going to have a rough week, as we said, but James Cook still, I think, is going to do well. Rome Odunze. We talked about how the cornerback for Cincinnati was so good, probably one of the number one cornerbacks sneakily in the league right now. And that was the day that Rome Odunze got the 0 points. But they made an effort last week, and they absolutely just said, hey, we're going to just toss this ball to you 10 times. He caught 6 for 86 in the touchdown. I think he could continue to have a good week in that aspect. I think Brock Bowers is playing the Cowboys. So, yeah, definitely could be a great week this week for him. So
this week, I think Cam, if he wins, he has a good chance of winning. I was out on a limb on the Bears there. He could jump up above Taylor and Caleb this week and be right on the heels of your wife. So
yeah, absolutely.
Interesting. Okay. Let's see. We mentioned Caleb. He's up against Daniel. This is actually a pretty big mid-divisional matchup for a whole league. Man, looking down this, he's playing Aaron Jones. Do you think he should play Kareem Hunt instead? No, that's Denver.
Oh, you're talking about Dan?
Nick Chubb. I'm just looking at Aaron Jones. He's questionable already. He hasn't really popped off a ton this season.
Yeah, but I think that's going to be his best decision based off what he has. Nick Chubb's kind of taken a backseat to Woody Marks. Kareem Hunt could come out and do well, but Denver's defense is really good. Terrell Jennings, I guess you could try to say, hey, hopefully they decide to play him a little bit more and hopefully he tries to play. But I think Aaron Jones is who he's going to have to kind of stick up with for the rest of the year, honestly, looking at his bench.
But G&T against Dallas, I like that. A.J. Brown against Detroit, that's good. Kittle's doing better and better, especially if he gets Purdy back. I think Daniel's got a chance against Caleb this week. What do you think of Caleb's team? What should he do?
Well, I really hate that Dan's got a chance to win this week, and then he got to play the Bears last week. So he's really been just avoiding losses going on here.
Yeah.
But I mean, his team is pretty good. I mean, it's starting to get healthier. For Caleb, though, I think poor guy J.K. Dobbins is out, but he's going to have Kenneth Walker that he'll probably play in place of Tony Pollard, if I were to guess. But Caleb, he's got 4 quarterbacks. Caleb, I don't like it. It worked out for you because you traded one, but I mean, I would have been more on the waiver wire trying to go. But Lamar Jackson against Cleveland, I think he's going to have a good game.
He's got 2 defenses and 4 quarterbacks.
He does. He has 4. He has Joe Flacco, J.J. McCarthy, Sam Darnold, and Lamar Jackson.
And 2 defenses. What is he doing? I mean,
yeah, he literally has 3 other positions that he can play.
I can't hate on him because he's 6-4. But
no, I mean he's doing well. And
what a strategy!
Yeah, I mean he's been Ladd McConkey's actually started to come out to be the number 1 receiver there and doing really well. Jamar Chase has obviously been doing Jamar Chase things. I mean, he is the number 2 receiver in the league right now, which is impressive, probably behind Jackson Smith and Jigba or Puka. But so he has a pretty good receiving core. And he even has Deebo Samuels. He's trusting Shakir this week. I think I would probably put Deebo Samuels against Miami personally would be my suggestion. But and Texans defense against Tennessee, that could easily be a 2-tutty a game for him. 5 sacks. So I am optimistic about his team. Worried about it, but I need Dan to lose this week. I'm going Caleb.
Okay. I like it.
Although I don't want to hate on Dan. I think Dan's team is really starting to pop off at the right time. He's kind of like me right now.
Well, the last lineup is maybe our most controversial. So we've got Ryan, who destroyed the draft, decided to score 1 million points on me, and then Skippy, who's trending in the right direction as well. I'll take Skip's team just briefly. He's playing Bill against Miami, which I think is going to be a bad decision. But he's got Justin Jefferson against Chicago. That's going to be a big game. They're going to get up for that game for sure. Jalen Hurts against Detroit, Breece Hall against New England. I think Skip will do just fine this week. He's not going to score 150, but he'll get 130.
Yeah. So, I mean, poor Ryan, he does have Marvin Harrison Jr. out, so he's probably going to have to do some rotation, like put Zay Flowers in at that spot, and then
Yeah.
try maybe even to play Dallas Goddard. Maybe you're playing double tight ends this week.
Playing Cowboys D, that's tough.
Yeah. So that sucks that they are, but he's but I think here's the thing. I do think Skip's going to have a hard week. And it just takes Josh
Mhm.
Allen to pop off and Derrick Henry to pop off. I mean, he has to play Bam Knight, which is really unfortunate because Chuba Hubbard's not working out for him. But I think Skip's going to have a hard week. I don't like Brees Hall against New England. I don't think that's going to be a good game for him.
Dobbs is hurt. Dobbs had a chest injury in the middle of that game.
Who?
Romeo Dobbs for the Packers. He
Yeah.
left that game with a chest. You think he's not going to be hurting on a short week?
He was a
against
full participant in practice.
I get it, but when he's crossing the middle of the field, do you think he's going to like hold up and not catch that ball?
I mean, he's a veteran. I think he will. I think he'll do well against the Giants D, who hasn't been statistically all that great this year. I think Romeo Dobbs still going to have a good game.
Look, I want Dobbs to have a good game. Okay,
Right.
My heart wants him to have a good game. But a chest injury in football is tough. It just
I agree.
It gets into your psyche.
You talked about Detroit, Jalen Hurts. I don't think that's going to be a fun one for him. I think he's going to be pressured all game long.
Hutchinson looks dialed in.
Yeah, and Krosky Merritt. Who knows if he's even the main running back anymore? You know, Chris Rodriguez has been touching the ball a hell of a lot more than you would like to see if you're him. Amon-Ra against Philadelphia once again. I think Philadelphia did a good job against Jordan Love last week. So they're starting to kind of come back and shine a little bit. And he's going to get the Mitchell. He's going to get the Mitchell specialty.
Quinyon Mitchell, that he's a problem.
Yeah, and so I don't love any of these. Like, I don't love Wan'Dale Robinson against Green Bay, right?
No, I don't like that one at all.
I don't love the Rams defense against Seattle. They're blowing teams out all the time. So it could be a really rough. I think it's going to be a closer game than I think it's projected.
Let's give Skip his roses, though. Last week, he had Jonathan Taylor, who scored the most points in the league this year. And he's got Tyler Warren, who's on bye, who has been an absolute revelation. So, yeah, he's going to be hampered without those two guys in his lineup. I get
absolutely.
that.
And I just think, I mean, I know this isn't a knock on Skip's team by any means. It's just, I think who he has playing, who he has playing, and with who he has on bye, I think this could be a rough week for him. And if he can get past this, amazing. At some point, I kind of don't want him to, because then I have a chance to kick. If I can get through Skip throughout the rest of the season, if I win, I only have one game behind Skip too. So,
well, Josh Allen's playing good football, and they're going to need him to play really well against Tampa Bay, who hasn't been everything that they want to be either. So I think that Josh Allen's going to really show out against Tampa Bay. So
yeah, absolutely. I think he has a real chance too. And who knows, Bam Knight might roll into the end zone, and Romeo Dobbs will catch a touchdown. And he is playing the Cowboys D, but I think against Vegas, that's actually not a terrible pickup.
Who did Tampa Bay give a bunch of points to last week? Tampa Bay gave who?
Travion Henderson, 147 yards.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So they can give up yards when they need to.
Yeah, absolutely. I think so too. So yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be true. I do think Skip's probably, I mean, I kind of want him to lose, because then that means if him and Dan somehow lose this week, then I am one game away from both of them. And there's a world. I'm not saying that it can happen, but there is a world where I could maybe sneak into this playoff in the third position in our division.
Okay. Yeah, it's tough, man. Anything could happen.
Yeah, but if you're asking me to be a betting man, I'm probably betting on Skip's team to win.
Just leaning on you as a betting man. Where are you at on your Cowboys right now in that division? Where you got your Cowboys?
I mean, you have to make a hell of a run to make the playoffs. And do I think our defense is a Super Bowl winning defense? Do I think Williams and Logan are going to make that a Super Bowl winning defense? No. I'd much rather go for the draft pick. But
Okay.
we already made the trades. We already did everything we had to. I mean,
Yeah, man, you got
I
the
don't
picks.
mind being aggressive a little bit. I wish instead of like Logan, I wish we'd have gone and got like Alexander or Sauce Gardner or somebody.
Alexander just retired or is considering retirement.
Oh, well, maybe we shouldn't have got him. But
Yeah, no, he's
Sauce
like, I
Gardner was
might
out
quit.
there. There's some good cornerbacks that were out there to get, and we're getting toasted on that side of the. I mean, mind you, the whole defense is bad, so you have to kind of find a thing. But rather than getting Logan, you could have gotten Williams and then another another cornerback or something that kind of can help you out there. But still, outside of that, I think you're going to have to get it in the draft, and I think that's going to have to be this year.
I think the tough thing for you guys is you do have an aging defensive line that you may have to replace in the draft, and that might be tough.
Yeah, I think so. I'm still. I mean, I don't think Fowler's all that old. I don't mind Fowler if he's like the second guy, not the main guy. And Williams is still not that far off of having a good. And that defense, that Jets team is just that whole organization is just god awful. So I think there's chances for us to still have a good recipe coming up with if we pick up some all right pieces. I mean, we've had Overshown, who's like our number one defensive back right now. He's been injured. He got injured last year, but he was a beast last year when he wasn't injured. So I think, and Travion Diggs on the IR, even though he was already getting cooked. But give him another year off of that injury, the ACL injury that he had last year, and I think he'll come back a little better. So I think there is some promise for the future. I don't think it's this year, though. I absolutely think it's this year.
I just wanted to hear your Cowboys pick. It's a tough year, man.
They'll be better than Washington.
It's a fans, it's where you weed out the fair weather fans. That's this kind of year.
Yeah, I mean, weirdly enough, we're the second best team in the division. I don't know how it happened. I don't think Jameis Winston Giants is better than us. I don't think a Marcus Mariota, even a Jaden Daniels.
It's
Washington
the injury
right
bug. Those other teams have been hit really hard at key positions with the injury bug, and Jackson Dart and Scadaboo could have done something.
Could have lit the division on fire.
Yeah, and Jaden Daniels at 100% maybe gets them a win or two.
Yeah, or
he can't play defense for them.
Game.
But yeah, it's I think the Cowboys. Yeah, they got kind of lucky with those injuries.
Yeah. I mean, we had CeeDee Lamb out for like 3 weeks. We had, Travion Diggs has been injured. Overshown's been injured. Our safeties are injured.
You got Pickens. You've made a couple adjustments, and Dax played well. Dax played extremely well.
Yeah, not last week, but
for the year, I would say that he's silenced.
He played really well. Yeah,
he silenced a lot of doubters this year.
Yeah, I think so too. So,
you guys have Vegas Monday night, is that right?
Yes, we do. I'm happy with that. I think that hopefully you think it could be a win. But if anything, the Panther game showed us is that it definitely could be a loss.
Yeah, Packers could use the Giants after dealing with 2 weeks of disappointment, 3 weeks of disappointment. My God.
Yeah, last week was ugly. No offense. That was a bad.
It was a good game.
Football game to watch.
Well, it was tough for people that aren't a fan of those two teams, but yeah, the defenses were they showed up, man.
Yeah, I mean they did. I'm just even like a Cowboy game. If I like scoring,
okay.
I like touchdowns. I like scoring. So it was. I like to see a little bit higher. I like to see it be like if it was like even a 21-17 win. I could see that being there. It's just
points were at look. The talent was out on the field. Both teams just have really good defenses, and
Yeah.
it was fun. I mean, I wish we had won, but you know,
Had
you got to
opportunities.
you got to do one thing right. I mean,
Had the opportunities for sure.
yeah, for sure.
They had the ball
Yeah,
back
and that
late
just
in the
goes to the
game.
depth of our receiving core. I mean, Dontavian Wicks was our one bright shining light. No
Yeah.
Tucker Craft, Romeo Dobbs out. It was tough.
Yeah. Rough times.
All right, that's all for JD Fantasy Football. Appreciate it next time, guys, and just remember, Fantasy Pros make better decisions.